Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back, I should say, and welcome to 2022. So this is a reintroduction of my channel because as those of you, my supporters, my wonderful supporters, know that I have been on a hiatus since last summer, and there's many reasons why, and I'm going to touch base on some of this, and I'm going to explain to you the new Waxy, the new Trubella Wax channel. I want to start off, like always, to let you know my channel is for entertainment. I need you to do your own research. You don't take my words for fact. Fact check me, see if I'm telling you the truth, and then come to your own conclusions. That's always best, whether you're watching my channel or anyone's. So I'd always like to start off with that so that we're on the same page as far as what you're watching. Okay, so what a year 2021 has been. There are some years that you are more ready to have end, and other years you wish would just continue on and on. Well, for me, both for YouTube and for my real life, I'm very happy that 2021 is behind me. I have taken stock of what not only YouTube, but in my real life, that I can take forward and have gratitude for. And there is so much for gratitude. If you look, you will find it. And I tell you, I have definitely found it, both, as I said, YouTube and real life. I'm going to start with YouTube. The friends and the honest, decent people that I have found on YouTube, I have made friendships I hope last the rest of my life. I have also seen a lot of pain and hurt, and I think we can all be a great consoler for those that are hurting, and I, of course, will always want to be that. I have maintained my friendships with creators. I have some that I consider real friends, which, as some of you know, became quite the word used in 2021. But I have 3 people that I just want to bring forward with me that I consider real friends, and also people that I care for. As far as the creators, there are others, but these 3 specifically, Charlotte, Teaspiracy, and Little Red. I care for these 3 women with my whole heart. I don't know them all real well, but what I do know of them is their heart, and you can't fake that. And I find them to be genuine, and I think their friendship with me is also genuine. So you probably already all knew that, but I just want to say that there are other creators that I consider friends, but I have mad respect for Wooden Eagle Wooden Eagle was the very first creator that I'd ever found that was anti-KJ and shared viewpoints that I shared. To this day, I still love her insights, and I agree. I don't think I've ever disagreed with anything that she's talked about. So that Wooden Eagle, Renelle, I think Renelle and I in real life, well, it's true for Wooden Eagle too, I think we'd be fast friends. I think there's a lot we share in common. But again, mad respect for what she does on her channel. I'm a big fan of Xylee. She's more fun. She's more outgoing than me. So I guess maybe that makes my, what would it be? My introverted likes her extroverted, and I enjoy her content, and also her takes on different subjects she's covered. I've always, guess I've said prayers for Carissa, Exposed. Is that right? Exposed? Yeah. And I worry about her. Trying to think. There's so many. I feel bad. I don't want to leave anybody out. But there's some younger, newer ones that I've reached out to that I've enjoyed. And let's see. I don't want to leave anybody out. I've enjoyed many others. Actually, there's only probably a few that I wouldn't find interesting or don't agree with their platform or what they've done with their channel. But I'm not going to talk about what I don't like. This is to tell you I have respect for many creators and also the friendships that I have. And we'll go from there. If I can think of others, I know there are others that I respect, but off the top of my head, I should have wrote this down. You know, me and my notes, right? I didn't have notes today, so I'm winging this, guys. But yeah. The supporters and subs that have stayed with me have really shown me what it's like to have genuine support. As 2021 evolved, the bullies bullied, and none of us are for that. I was very bullied and lied about for a good 6 months. And I sat back and watched, and I recorded and I screenshot what they all did and said. And the amount of lies, the level of the lies were horrendous. And I'm going to, let me back up. My channel is going to have content. I'm not going to be a part of YouTuber attacking YouTuber. I have watched this, and I don't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to be a part of it as it was happening to me, and I was speaking out about it in late spring, explaining as best I could to my community that we have a huge problem happening right now because all of us share the same subs. So if you attack a creator and that a sub likes you both, they now have to make a choice. And if there's 3 or 4 or 5 divisions, and we saw this happen, we all watched it happen, and then it rippled and it rippled and it rippled, and we've watched this. So it is so difficult now to say, I side with them, because sure shooting, there's someone in that story that I side with that I don't really side with, and I don't agree that they like that person. So I saw this was about to happen. It was happening. The fractures began happening, and I was watching it. And I've had 6 months to watch video after video and chats and look at Twitter and see what people were saying and doing. Most of it's just crap, most of it. You'd have to have a scorecard to keep up. You really would. So here's what I'm planning to do. I'm not going to allow, and I didn't allow, the bullies to bully me. I made my choices, and I got firsthand advice from people I trusted. And these were real life people. And I chose to just sit back and watch. And it was a good thing I did, because I got to see who really is my friend and who really isn't. And I'm okay with it either way. I don't expect everyone to be my friend, and I don't expect everyone to hate me. So I'm going to address what I want to address, not what the bullies demanded, but what I want to address about the negativity that I experienced, and some of you probably did too. And I'm basically going to do it in my time, with my words, with what is real to me. I'm not looking for a debate. I'm not looking for this to be sliced and diced. I heard 2 people say out loud exactly what I was told. And they were Dottie and Kay Baxter. Both of those people said, I'm in a no-win situation. If I share with you my take or my side, it will never be good enough. I will be devoured and pulled apart. That's true for me, and it's surprising to me that so many people didn't see that that was what was going to happen for me. If I talk, it will be tore apart. Well, I wasn't willing to do that, and I was advised not to do that. But that's months ago. Some real life stuff has happened, and it has changed my opinion. That's why I'm here, and that's why my YouTube channel is going to continue. I have things I had wanted to say. I have things I want to do, and it is not going to be me looking for content in amongst the other YouTube creators. It's not why I came on this channel, why I made this channel, and it's not what I'm here to say. So, as far as the 2021 stuff goes, you will see some videos. As of right now, I believe it's going to take 3 or 4 videos on 3 or 4 subjects that I'm going to basically tell you where it was, what it was, my perspective, what I meant, what I was saying, and then we're leaving it. If you don't want to leave it after I've explained, I don't care. I'm fine with that. I have never lied to any of you, ever. And when I get done explaining this, you will see the truth, and then you can decide. You can say, I still don't believe you, Waxy, or got it, I get it. And I appreciate that you'll even hear me out. But I'm not going to spend more than those few videos, and I don't believe they're going to be the first things out of the chute. Maybe one, but I'm going to start my other content and some of my old content's coming forward, and then I'm adding new content for 2022. So, I guess what I want to say to all of you, and it's not only about YouTube, it's about my entire 2021 year. Nothing in my life had been left untouched or undamaged. I was hurt so bad that I was basically sliced open. I know some of you have experienced that level of pain, and it's not the first time I've experienced pain like this, but it was significant in that it was all within a few months. I'm going to share with you just a little bit about my real life, what was happening behind the scenes. And this is in no way sad fishing. I will do my damnedest to not cry. I've learned that only the gatekeepers can cry. That'll be left for another video. But I did learn that. And I never wanted to cry online. Who would? But in my real world, in my real life, my family has faced 2 divorces. One of them is in the process of reconciliation. Say prayers. The other one is going to be getting divorced. This is my child with 4 of my grandchildren. And to tell you I'm brokenhearted, this has been a nightmare since last February, almost a year. We're not even finished yet with all of it. So if you're the praying type, please pray for the people involved. I would appreciate that. And you never want this. There's children, and it hurts. I have had, and maybe lots of you have had, division because of the virus inside my family. I have the majority that believe it's real and that it's a problem that you should vaccinate and take care of it. I have others that don't see it that way and are not living that way. So it affects relationships. And for any of you that have gone through this during the pandemic, my heart goes out to you. It has now affected my family, and it is hurtful. And I am praying for reconciliation and not let this not only win lives, but winning relationships. This virus has taken a toll, for sure. The next 2, remember, I'm not going to cry. My mom has been very sick. Not the virus, thank God. But she was in the hospital throughout the year, on and off. But when the virus kicked up again, all the restrictions got strict again. And my mom went into the hospital December, I think 16th or 17th. And she was not coherent. We weren't allowed to come to the hospital to see her. She could have taken our calls, but she couldn't. She didn't know to answer a phone or her thoughts. She was loopy as all get out through an infection that had affected her. And my worst nightmare was that one of my parents would be in the hospital because of the virus. And I heard all those horror stories, the people that couldn't be there, couldn't say goodbye. And I was living my nightmare because my mom couldn't talk. So I didn't know if I'd had the last conversation with my mom or not. This stayed true until just after Christmas. My mom was getting better. The infection was getting under control. And so her mind came back as the infection got better. I will never forget the phone call because I kept trying. I'd call 3 or 4 times a day to see if she'd answer the phone, if I could talk to her, if she could hear my words or my voice. And I called, and here's my mom, and she knew me. It was a big deal. Big, big deal. I'm like, Mom, do you know who this is? She said, yes, you're my daughter. Now, that conversation went in and out of being coherent, but she did know me, and I just visited and let her talk. I heard about eggs. I can't tell you. In the most weirdest places, she started talking about eggs, but it was a great phone call. And from then on, as she got better, I was able to talk to my mom. Then we got news just before the first of the year that she was well enough to be put in a rehab. And the rehab would let us visit. Wow. I'm going to add a picture of my mom and me when I got to see her. My husband took the picture. You're never prepared to lose a loved one, but I wanted to be with her. Thank God I didn't lose her. Her outlook is good. The infection can come back. We have issues yet. She's still under medical care. She's now home. And we have started, we had started like at Thanksgiving, a mother-daughter book club, of which we're reading super chicken soup for mothers and daughters. So we're talking and visiting, reading chapters, and it's wonderful to know we can do that now. So I want you to know right now, everything's great. It was a very rocky year, and that the week of Christmas was just prayers. I didn't really have a Christmas. Christmas for me was my mom getting better. So I got my Christmas in the big picture. The last thing I want to share with you is harder for me. I lost my only nephew to a car accident. Sorry, I'm not going to cry. I know I'm tearing up. I promised myself. He would have turned 31 this past week. I was very close to this nephew. He was so much a part of my family. He was just like my boys. They all looked alike. It was, of course, a shock. I had lost my father when I was 4.5 years old to a car accident. So I guess I felt we would never have to go through that again, which is totally unrealistic. And now it's my nephew, would be my dad's grandson, died of a car accident at 30 years old. The timing of some of this, wow, what was going on in YouTube, what's going on behind the scenes, is you don't know what someone's going through behind the scenes in their real life. At the same time, people were saying the most rotten things, hurtful things about me on YouTube. It put it in perspective for me. These incredible pieces of crap on YouTube had nothing to do with my real life. They can't hurt me. I want all of you to know that. If you're a creator, just know that the haters can hate, but they can't really get to you unless you let them. Well, I chose to not let them. And there were obviously, when I was going through the death of my nephew, I didn't watch YouTube or listen or read. I could have cared less. It's only now been a couple months since his passing, and it's still very surreal. But here's the deal. Many of you may not know this, but I am a certified life coach. I have accreditation as a Christian life coach as well. So 2 certifications, they're separate. And I studied as a Stephen's ministry. Through that education and what I've been living through myself, it made me want to do more content. I am a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a niece, an aunt. I have so many things in my life, and I think you are all one of those things, or one of those entities, right? If you're a fella, you have a mother or a sister, an aunt, whatever. So I'd like to do more content concerning women's issues. I'm also in my 60s, so I have the challenges of retirement, and I still have both my parents, thank God, and I am a mother and a grandmother, so I have all these facets that I have taking my energy and my thoughts, and I'm sure most of you do too, or a lot of you do too. So I think there's a lot we could share. I would like the community to go forward as a positive place where we can talk about issues. Maybe you can learn. I can share information. You can learn. Perhaps you can share through streams. We can talk. And I'm sure many of these things will be of interest. I'm also hoping, as many of you know, I was an art instructor for most of my life. And in that, I am an artist, I'm a painter. But I'm also a crafter. I have taught so many different crafts. I owned my own art studio, and I taught stitchery and crocheting and quilting and sewing and scrapbooking. I mean, it goes on because I love all of that. So I would like to have, I'm putting the calendar together, thinking of it this way. I'm still doing KJ. That's not going to stop. And bringing forward older stuff like my sister wife's recaps. I'm still very much interested. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of opinions on this. I want to do more with the Bates family. I want to bring some other issues, some other types of shows forward, and I want to talk about where misogynistic behavior shows up, what is happening with us women. That's a part of the channel. I want to discuss that. So my vintage, I still love retro TV. I love vintage items. There's so much. So I'm thinking of it compartmentalized, like this will be the KJ part of the channel. This will be the arts and crafts. This will be the vintage retro. This will be the women's issues. And hopefully it will grow. This will be Sister Wives recaps, talk about the Bates, and have it be of fun and interest. This negativity of tearing down fellow YouTubers, I mean, it's I think, well, it's not where I want to go. I'll say it that way. It's not what I want to do. It's not where I want to go. So I hope what I've shared will be of interest to you. I hope sharing my new plans is of interest to you. I apologize up front that I feel that I'd like to address a few of the issues left from 2021 where I was involved. I want to say what I have to say. I'm ending it there. And we'll go forward. And I'm looking forward to all of you coming forward with me. I'm past midlife. I've had more than one midlife crisis. And I think some of you probably know what that feels like. So I think we could have some fun sharing what we did about them, what we want to do about them. There's just so much. So I look forward to coming back. I'm hoping to be much more of a presence, and I look forward to having a fun and interesting 2022. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Bye. Before I end this stream, I do want to say I am going to dedicate this stream and probably all others in 2022 to my hero. And I mean that. He wasn't perfect, but I've never known a bigger heart ever in my life than my nephew. So, in his honor, his aunt's going to do her best to bring fun and bring her heart. So, we can go from there.